Good morning, everyday leaders. This is Melanie Ake, and I am coming to you from the Everyday Leaders 50 and 50 podcast studio. And this morning, today is November the 20th. And every day I have been coming to our group, and we have been studying the Maxwell Leadership Bible for Proverbs from October 30th to the 31st. And we continued the journey with Corinthians for November. So I've been trying to do a recap as I could here every single morning. I've missed a few mornings. Good morning. But I wanted to come to you this morning because I had some time to do a recap because I thought this was so important. Good morning, Eric. We were talking about you this morning. And I've missed your 8 o'clock sometimes because of it. So I apologize. I'm outed right here, right? But I wanted to kind of talk about what we discovered this morning. And when we studied Second Corinthians chapter 4, this really talks about the law of sacrifice. And so I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning today, and a song hit me. And many of you in my age group or older may remember this song. And so I'm going to play it. And I do not own the rights to this song. So don't stop it from me. But I thought it was really important for people to reconnect with it. Here it is, the holidays. And we're thinking about how do we add value to people and others in our lives by sacrificing? Is it sacrificing the time? Is it sacrificing money? Is it sacrificing, your beliefs? And so this song, I'm going to play it here. So it's Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. And I just think this song tells so much about our lives, right? What do we do? It's telling the song, telling the story about family, right? The things that we put in our lives that are intentional, that are purposeful. What do you do? How do you make decisions in your life about those things that come into your life? So this is a story for those of you that don't know. I'm going to take this a little bit further so it's not right in the background. But making decisions, right? When things come into your life, how do you make those decisions? What do you prioritize? What do you sacrifice for? Because many times when you look back on your life, right? I know it does make me cry too, Eric. But you think about what the influences were, and you start to realize that there were times in your life where you may have not felt important, where you may have not felt connected to something. And then as adults, we realize, gosh, that person that I was expecting to get value from or attention from, what were they going through at that time? Right? That's becoming an adult. That's becoming a person that is wise to understand situations. But I think this lesson, right? Listen to these words. Coming home for the holidays. How can we make an impact this year, this season? What can we do to put our phones down, right? To put our phones down at the holidays, to make those important value lessons, to make those memories, to make those traditions this year that you say, who's coming home? Who's coming back? How can we begin to start a new tradition with people that will carry on and leave our legacy? All right, what are we going to sacrifice this year to make that happen? Is it going to be time? Is it going to be money? Are you going to volunteer for the holidays? Some people have shown up as, Christmas Santa sponsors for one of my friends, Diane Dick, posted something the other day where she went into a store, a Walmart, and went up to the customer service counter and decided to give her money, right, for someone that had a layaway, and decided to put money down on someone's layaway as a surprise sponsor, right? It's a secret Santa. It's a great idea. It's something that we can do to add value, sacrificing money or sacrificing time this season for other people. So you may not have had those perfect influences in your life. Everybody says, I wish I would have had something different. We all have it, right? We all have that baggage. But what we can do today is we can make a difference. And we can begin to sacrifice things in our life that we can give today to make significant value for someone else. So I want to encourage you, start those traditions, do something. It'll make you feel so wonderful and it'll give purpose to your life just by sacrificing. So I want you to try that today. One thing, right? Try to sacrifice. Make a list of the things that you could potentially do. I don't care if it's money, if you have $5, right? You don't necessarily have to go and pay on someone's layaway as a surprise, but it's that pay it forward, buy someone's meal in front of you or in back of you at the drive through, right? Do something intentional that will really push your life forward and add value to yours and others. So, as Paul talks about this in the law of sacrifice, it talks about things that he had to do, right? That he gave up to grow up and to go up, as John Maxwell puts it. But I'm going to read these to you here. And I've listed them if you're on any of my Facebook profiles, and on the YouTube link, it'll have this. So it says, what Paul gave up in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 4. So he gave up health and comfort, um, and he felt hard pressed to do that. But what he actually gained from it is that he never felt crushed, right? And so the second thing, there's 5 things. The second thing that he gave up was calm and certainty. And he felt perplexed. But what he gained from that is that he never fell into despair. So applying these lessons, right? All right, so 3 is he gave up peace and acceptance. He was persecuted. But what he learned from it, he was never forsaken. Number 4, what Paul gave up. He gave up strength and poise. He was struck down. But what he gained from it, he was never destroyed. Think about that. We have to lift each other up, right? That's our purpose in this life, is to lift each other until we die. It's our purpose to add value to each other. And number 5, Paul gave up his own life. He bore the marks of Christ's death, and he received the life of Jesus. So these lessons, right? They're biblical. I'm a person of faith. And I think, learning from scripture, but learning from the leadership Bible is so empowering because there are so many lessons that we can use in our own life, right? Cats in the cradle. How do we influence the next generation? I don't have children, but influencing nieces and nephews and family around me. What I'm learning is you can influence from any position, and you need to be that catalyst for change. So whatever you're afraid of, step into it, right? Yep. Oops, the devil tried to take your Wi-Fi. Get on here, Eric. But it's so important. We have to step into it. And so my message today is think about what you can sacrifice. Sacrifice has to hurt a little bit, right? It should hurt a little bit because you're going to say, how do I put my life back into perspective? I'm giving up something so that I can have something different. And until you do that, your life is going to always be the same. So I challenge you to add value to someone in a different way this holiday season, and especially today. What are you going to do today? Be that everyday leader. Step into this challenge. All right. And if you're looking to get some encouragement every morning, 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern, you can join us as we continue to study this every morning, continuing until the end of the year. So December 31st, we said we're going to close this. So we'll be studying Luke, the book of Luke, in December. So join us if you can, if you have time, 7:30 to 8 a.m. Eastern. You can join us by going to everydayleaders.com, and there's a link. I think it says join the mastermind for the book of Proverbs. I need to update that, but click that link and sign up and join us. We would love to have you. We are learning so much from each other. So the challenge is be the everyday leader in your life today. Add value to someone in your life. Make an influence, make a difference for your legacy. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for the next recap of Corinthians. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining.